I have been working since I was 17 years old, and now I'm 31. And in between that time frame, customer service and satisfaction have been number one on my radar that have helped me pay my bills. But fast forward till now, there has been a huge shift in customer satisfaction, especially with these gig companies, and we need to talk about it. Last week on the Dash with Ash, I spoke to you lovelies about shop and pay grocery orders. And believe it or not, those require a lot of customer satisfaction, otherwise you could be jeopardized on your survey. And in today's podcast, we're going to be doing more of a deep dive upon customer service and customer satisfaction and how it's dramatically changed over the years. I worked exclusively for nearly 12 years in customer service and customer relations. So customer satisfaction was the main way that I got paid, but it was the main element of my job. If I did not provide 100% customer satisfaction, it would be the number one metric that I was coached on. But let's fast forward to now. Now, for the past 2 years, I've been a gig worker, and I gotta say, customer satisfaction seems to be at the bottom of the list when it comes to these companies, even these restaurants and in between. But I'm having some troubles understanding why customer satisfaction is not placed first. But then I realize it's not the gig workers that are preventing the customer satisfaction, but it's indeed these companies. Do you want to know what these gig companies offer us delivery drivers based on our satisfaction rate? I'll let you know. It's not a positive aspect. The only thing that you are offered when it comes to satisfaction rates is if you go under a specific number, you get kicked off. When I used to work for TELUS, or even in these third-party call centers that I used to back when I was younger, they used to give you incentives to do well. If you would be within the top 10 of having 100% satisfaction, you would get something like a meal from the company or recognition in your next meeting, something along the lines to make you feel appreciated. But what do these corporate companies do for us gig workers to let us know that we're valued? They tell you straight, hey, if you go under this specific amount of number, you're gone and we don't give a fuck. Now, what I said might just sound harsh, but sometimes the harsh reality is what we need to see things. And when it comes to these companies, what I just said is the truth. But do you know what brings on satisfaction rates to make them higher? Good leadership. You can't be a boss if you're just going to throw things at people. Nobody likes that concept and people will just quit. So when Uber or DoorDash, Skip, or whoever of a gig company turns around and says to you, hey, you don't get this amount, you're out of here, what is the incentive for delivery drivers to do better and provide the satisfaction that our customers need? If you're listening to my podcast from my YouTube channel, then, well, you know I own a YouTube channel. And as an owner of a YouTube channel, I can say this much. If I showed up in my YouTube comments daily and I turned around and either threatened people, insulted people, or simply gave no empathy to anybody in my comments, I would have extremely poor leadership skills and as well, very bad satisfaction rates. If I don't provide people with content, if I don't provide answers or solutions on my YouTube channel, then I am failing as a boss in my department. And I'm going to go over right now another way how these gig companies are failing at leadership and at being bosses when it comes to delivering satisfaction. These gig companies request, not demand, and it's not mandatory, but they request for us to have a delivery bag. A lot of the restaurants will not give us the food if there's no delivery bag, and I have empathized on the benefits of using a delivery bag. But does our leaders, and I'm doing air quotes that you cannot see, but do our leaders provide us any incentive on getting a delivery bag? No, they provide us with threats. If the food's not hot and your customer impacts your survey, you get dinged on your satisfaction rate and you're going to get kicked off these apps. So let me get this straight. The incentive to do well is threatening. But not only is it just do well, but I gotta pay to do well? For those that don't know, the only company that provides one free bag, and it's a small one, is DoorDash. All the other companies make you pay for it. With Skip the Dishes, although I will say this, I don't have regrets based on the quality, but with Skip the Dishes, I had to pay $60 for a large pizza bag and a large delivery bag. And although I like the dividers and it keeps Chinese food staying in place in one bag, why the hell do I have to pay for it? Skip already made me pay for a background check, but now I also have to pay $60 for 2 delivery bags? Where's the incentive from these companies? If they're supposed to have good leadership, then why don't they turn around and provide a credit to our accounts after we have proven that we have purchased a bag to make the customer service satisfaction a lot more beneficial? Because now I'm not pissed off that I had to buy a bag. Also, message to Tony, I'm not giving you props just because you give us a small free delivery bag. If you want me to give you props, amp up the bag, because besides the fact that you can fit a 12-inch sandwich in that bag and a drink, there's not much more that can fit in there. So here's a question. You want me to give you 100% satisfaction towards your company at all times, correct? Well, if I'm going to give you 100% satisfaction at all times to your customers, to your company, can I ask, how is it fair that you guys throw $2, maybe $3 at our feet and say, go fetch? And not to mention, that can sometimes be 30 or 40 minutes of our time for fetching. It's not you companies that make this satisfaction happen. It's my customers. Because my customers give me damn more respect than you do, because they are the reasons why I'm even making money off these apps. But, of course, these gig companies, because they do make billions and millions, depending on the company, off of our customers, they don't give a damn. But, heaven forbid, you do not provide 100% satisfaction, eventually you're going to get kicked off the apps. Back when I used to work customer service, customer satisfaction 100% mattered because leadership made it matter. Even now, to this day, one of the reasons why I can't stand TELUS is they don't give a damn about customer satisfaction anymore, and you can see a decline in their numbers because of that. Let's talk about another way of customer satisfaction. We are basically customers to Uber support team. But can you get somebody when you reach them over the phone that is located in your country to help you? No. And I'm not against people coming to my country to work. But I am against the fact that I have somebody who's 12 hours difference in time zone and has no idea what I'm going through, telling me I'm sorry for your inconvenience. No, you're not. You're just getting paid what we call pennies here to do a job over the phone and trying to give me satisfaction without the method of truly understanding. If these corporate companies could stop outsourcing, including TELUS, then people would be a lot more happier to provide customer satisfaction. But what matters the most at the end of the day for these companies? Not leadership skills, not customer satisfaction, but the money they get back in their pocket. Regardless of where I'm going to work, whether it's for myself, for a company, or as an independent contractor, I want to provide 100% satisfaction because I know what that means and I know what that feels like. And the only reason why I do that now is I'm doing it for me. I work for myself and I am a content creator and I want to provide 100% satisfaction all around. I don't want to get kicked off these applications because of the fact that it definitely helps me provide content on a gig work YouTube channel. But additionally, my customers do not deserve to be mistreated because of the fact that these companies mistreat us. It's my right and my choice at the end of the day to work for these gig companies. And in the end, let's face it, I'm taking advantage by bringing up awareness, making content, and enjoying the freedom that I have. But that's not everybody's case scenario. One day in the future, I hope satisfaction changes, but I have a strong feeling it's never going to. Next week on The Dash with Ash, I'm going to be talking to you lovelies about the future in gig work and whether or not I think it's going to make it throughout 2024. I'll catch you lovelies in the next episode.